A few days ago, I was doing my daily concentration based meditation, a meditation where you have to focus on your breath, for example, for like 5, 10, 20 minutes. And you have a guide that basically reminds you focus on your breath. If you're lost in thought, just return your attention to the breath. And this guide sometimes says wise things as well, not just reminding yourself to focus on the breath, but also making you kind of realize certain things about the way you think, about how thoughts originate. And one of the things he said just stuck with me quite a lot. It hit really hard. And it was that you don't have to identify with your thoughts. And it's true, you're not your thoughts. And once you are able to separate yourself from your thoughts or from your emotions, even, to just learn to look at them with a bit of distance, to like zoom out, that's the first and most important meta skill you need in order to get to the point where you take charge of yourself, where you are able to control yourself, right? Because, if you have struggled with anxiety throughout your life, you know that you have those moments where everything is going well, then all of a sudden you're triggered, and now you lose control over yourself. Now you can't be calm anymore. Now you cannot act so proactively and with intention as you usually do. Now you're just defensive. Now you're in a fight or flight mode. Or even if you get angry and you're unable to control yourself, the anger just takes charge of you and you want to break stuff, you start yelling at people, whatever it might be for you. The way to stop all of this is to develop this meta skill of just observing the stuff that's going on inside of you, whether it's inside your head or emotions that raise up inside your body. It does sound a bit mainstream indeed, it does sound a bit too cliche, but just think about it. You are not your thoughts. And that's very powerful because the things that go on inside your mind, these phrases that just come up from nowhere, just randomly, they basically influence your outside world and your day to day life, whether you like it or not. So if you think negative stuff about yourself, then people are just gonna be quite repelled away by you because they're just gonna sense this grim aura around you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't just act confident or walk in a nicer way or smile in a certain way because your aura is polluted by negativity. And on the other hand, if the thoughts in your mind are positive, people notice that as well, and people like that, and people are attracted to that. And not only people, but also opportunities, and life is just a lot better. So you can just improve the overall quality of your life by improving the stuff that goes on inside your mind. Okay, so how is that related to you not being your thoughts? You see, some people say that an emotion creates a thought. Other people say that a thought creates an emotion. I think both of them are true and they are just intertwined and they just fuel one another quite a lot. So, for example, if you get a sensation of anxiety, if you are unable to label it and to like zoom out to realize that, oh, I'm feeling anxious, then you are prone to start overthinking because anxiety and overthinking just go hand in hand. And you start thinking like negative stuff about yourself. You're like, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this, I'm that. And you don't even realize it unless you have the ability to spot yourself doing this. A few days ago, it was a really warm day here in Romania, and it was this single warm day, like a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius, in between like so many days of cold, so many days of like at most 10 degrees Celsius, like the peak was 10 degrees. So I just thought to myself that I should take advantage of this and go outside. So I took a walk to a park that's like 2 kilometers away from where I'm living. I went there with a book with the intention of reading it. It's actually that blue book behind me. It's called Thieves, Attention Thieves, or something like that. Focus Thieves. I don't know how to translate it because it's in Romanian, but it's a very, very good read. It's about how our devices just steal our attention and manipulate our brains all the time. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Now I get to the park, I'm mindful, I'm feeling good, I'm alright. I read the chapter, I'm just observing the nature, I'm enjoying the present moment. I take a walk through the park, just breathing the fresh air, thinking to myself that it's probably the last nice day that I'm gonna spend in this park for like months because winter is coming. And it was a really nice and enjoyable experience. But then, as I go back to the bus station to go home, I start feeling some anxiety, some weird anxiety triggered by God knows what. Nothing happened really. Like I didn't have a, I don't know, weird interaction with someone, or literally nothing happened. I couldn't point to a certain event that created this anxiety. But what I did is I just realized, oh, I'm feeling quite anxious. Why am I feeling so anxious? I thought about it for a moment. I didn't even realize what created it. And I just try to focus on my bodily sensations. I just try to like spot the place in my body where this anxiety existed. And it was my belly and my eyes. Like my belly and my eyes are usually the areas of my body that hold this tension in the moments of anxiety. I just realized it's throughout my life. And this was the case as well. So I just focused on these areas of my body, and I just like told my body in a way that it's okay, I'm here with you, I hear you, it's all right, we are not alone. And I gave these areas of my body the attention they required because they were like feeling unsafe. There was some excess energy, negative energy there that if I was unable to spot it in the moment, would have generated all of these negative thoughts about myself. And from there onwards, probably the rest of my day would have been so much worse. But by being able to spot this, I was able to heal it, I was able to cure it. Now, it wasn't an instantaneous change. It took like half an hour for me to get back into the state I was in before. But if I hadn't done this, I would have probably had the rest of my day ruined. By what? By something random, something that doesn't really make any sense logically if you think about it. But it doesn't have to make any sense. Just the fact that it's there, just the fact that you feel it, is valid enough that you need to put some intention into it and to give it the required attention. Because oftentimes, when you feel this tension throughout your body, all you need to do is to focus on it and to accept it, right? You accept whatever like tangle, weird sensation there is there that's quite negative. You allow yourself to feel it and it just dissipates, it goes away, and now you're free. And even when you spot yourself thinking negatively, these negative thoughts are, well, these negative thoughts are probably generated by an emotion, first of all. So behind that bullying thought inside your mind, there is probably an underlying emotion of not feeling safe, of being anxious, of all of these things. And when you manage to spot the tension throughout your body and focus on it, as I said, it just goes away. And when you take away this anchor that's dragging you down through life, which is the negativity that you're used to, now you're able to just be more positive all the time, or not necessarily positive, because positive just sounds like, oh, all is good all the time, but all doesn't have to be good always. What has to happen though is for you to not be at conflict with yourself, because this is the next thing that's kind of like dragging you down. The fact that when you start feeling a certain negative emotion, you probably judge yourself for not being able to be perfect anymore. So you feel a bit of anxiety, you realize that, oh fuck, something's wrong, right? Something's wrong. I don't like this. And then you start beating yourself up. Then this negative loop of thoughts starts occurring. And you have this recurring system of an emotion fueling a thought, and then the thought fuels the emotion back, and it goes on and on and on and on until you take the aggressive action of being like, no, stop, that's enough. Let's figure out what's happening here. And with the thoughts, sometimes you can just aggressively forbid yourself from thinking. Because if you're used to thinking quite a lot, I'd say that's quite a negative trait. Because thinking too much is it just makes you so much more likely to feel anxious as well. Because we should all just feel life more and be integrated in the activities happening out there rather than in here, and take more action than we actually do. But that's another story. That's something I talked about in the previous video actually. But as I said, but when it comes to the emotions, just try to pause and to allow yourself to feel them. Now, if you're out there among other people in social environments, perhaps it's gonna be tougher for you to feel them, but it's a good idea to just give yourself some time to focus on them while you're home alone. No one is disturbing you, you're just at peace. So why not just give your body some attention and detach away from all distractions and just spend some time with yourself. Try to like scan your body for this tension, because I assume you know what the best version of you looks like and how free that version of you is, how free that version of you moves through the world without any overthinking and without any tension throughout the body. And when you compare that with what you're feeling right now or right in that moment, you're just gonna sense some differences. Like, oh, there is some like weird pressure in this chest area of mine. There is some weird tension in my jaw. I can't pronounce things properly. Well, focus on that, and try to accept whatever comes with it. It's a bit woo-woo, it's a bit abstract, but honestly, this is the way to develop the meta skill that's gonna get you in control of yourself. And when you are in control of yourself, you can act proactively as you're meant to. You can live the life you want to live instead of just living the life in reaction to the random events and thoughts that come up in your mind. And I really, really wish that for you.